This is one movie I'm glad I didn't watch on the large screen. Hello, Namaskar, welcome, Swagatam. Ambulance is a movie directed by Michael Bay where he has taken cinematography to a whole new level. I say this because the generic plot of one good guy down on his luck unwittingly getting involved in a crime and all hell breaks loose and whatever could go wrong does, well, this isn't that unique of a premise. And more importantly, the movie is a remake of a Danish film of the same name. So, with a hot female character whose lip color and gloss don't fade away even after being a hostage in an ambulance for hours, shouting, scared shitless, performing CPR and being covered in sweat and blood, we have a Michael Bay action movie. Talking a bit of the movie which inspired this one, the Danish movie showed a relatively simple story of two brothers going to rob a bank to get money for the treatment of their mother. When their plan for a no violence, no shooting robbery goes out of the window, they find themselves on the run from the police on an ambulance, which was just incidentally picking up a patient nearby. How having a patient and nurse as unplanned hostages in their getaway and how they sort of form a bond till the eventual culmination of the chase makes that movie which came out in 2005. Now, screenwriter Chris Fedek took each one of these elements in this plot and elevated them to the present cinematic dramatization and inserted subplots and brought us the first feature film screenplay of his career, jumping up from some great series screenplays. In Michael Bay's hands, this story became the action extravaganza released in 2022. Jake Gyllenhaal stars in this high-octane car chase movie which happens to have a heist and a thriller element in it. He plays another negative role as the career bank robber Danish. Loud explosions, impossible vehicular stunts and bloody gunfights abound in this 2-hour 16-minute adrenaline fest while this ambulance takes the longest detour possible to reach a hospital in the final 5 minutes of the movie. The story follows an ex-marine Will Sharp, played by Yahya Abdul Mateen, who can't get the insurance payment for his wife's experimental magical treatment. Danny, who is Will's adopted brother, conveniently has just the job ready to launch in 5 minutes when Will finally decides to ask for his help.
That's my brother, Will.
I could use some help.
My wife needs this surgery.
But once the heist is on, we kind of forget how it started. Enter Cam Thompson, the sexy paramedic who is so good at her job that she saves not one but 2 lives in the ambulance, which takes more turns and swirls and jerks and abrupt stops than any roller coaster in the history of roller coaster rides. The part of this sexy paramedic is played by Eiza Gonzales, who I last saw in another action-filled car chase-based movie, Baby Driver. The subplots in this movie are understandably not very well established, leaving the center stage for the ambulance chase. Nevertheless, these did get confusing for me at times. This heist was not a two-man job, but one with a crew of a lot of people. But whether this was to provide depth to this planned heist or for the sake of an explosive standoff with the LAPD's Special Investigation Section and the robbers is not clear to me. What I felt is the gunfights were too loud and the characters too generic for me to keep track of. The movie caught my attention when the actual main part started, the one which gave this movie its name. The 2 robbers end up using an ambulance as their getaway vehicle while one seriously injured cop and the sexy paramedic are on board.
What do you want?
Just gonna borrow it.
I got a cop shot. I gotta get him to the hospital.
I'm gonna need you to help us. Why don't you help us?
We doing hostages now.
What follows is over an hour of crazy driving, innumerable cop cars chasing, multiple helicopters and a whole lot of high-tech law enforcement mumbo-jumbo to make things interesting. Having an injured cop on board is a nice twist which raised the stakes higher than it would have been just for a simple bank robbery. This justified the promptness and the scale of the response of the law enforcement agencies, all the helicopters and the blockades and the infrared cameras and the hacking into traffic lights and whatnot. But the thing that brought the most interest in this movie for me was the use of first-person view drone cameras, to shoot amazing and incredible shots. With the drone technology and the cameras being what they are today, it never felt like there was any loss of quality as far as the visuals on the screen go. And this tells a lot about the skill and hard work involved. But my god, the drone videography did give this movie an extra edge. Even in the apparently standard shots of car chases, the camera motion made it all the more engaging, bringing the viewer unbelievably close to the action. Whether the camera was sweeping across the street, catching the mayhem on the road from a low angle, or falling down the skyscraper to establish the cityscape and bring us to the street level following the main vehicles all in one shot, it was great to watch. It was also a bit jarring, which is why I said I was glad not to have watched it on the big screen. It is now available on Amazon Prime Video, where I watched it. In true Michael Bay fashion, sometimes the scenes focused too much on the vehicles rather than the people in them. That might be a good thing or a bad thing depending on what your preference is. For me personally, some of those shots reminded me of Transformers movies. And the literal gut-wrenching operation on the moving ambulance was, to put it mildly, an absolute bullshit, but that just might be the doctor inside me talking. At least in the original ambulance movie, they showed the proper procedure to give an intracardiac adrenaline injection. But that is neither here nor there. Overall, this movie has 2 stars. Jake Gyllenhaal personifying a sociopathic criminal with ease and conviction, and the second, the unique cinematography. It is a good movie to watch once and can be watched again if there is nothing else to watch and you want to kill some time. I will give the Michael Bay vehicle action flick Ambulance 6.5 thumbs ups out of 10. What do you think? If you have watched the movie, do let me know if you liked it, and if you don't agree with my opinion, do jump right down into the comment section and share your thoughts. You have been with The Versatile Doctor. My name is Dr. Abhinav Atul. Do give a thumbs up to this video if you liked it and subscribe to my channel to see more content. Till my next video, stay tuned with me on social media. It is my pride and privilege to be able to connect with you through this video. Namaskar. While you are still on YouTube, how about you check out this video which YouTube thinks you would like? And right here in this playlist link, you will find all my Tinsel Talk videos.